Caroline. Welcome to my Stitch Corner, my little corner of the internet where I talk all about cross stitch, sewing, knitting and all the other crafty things I get up to. Welcome if you are new or if you are returning. I am so glad you clicked on my video. And it's a jam-packed video today because Maynia, let's just say I embraced Maynia. So I really have a lot to show today, mainly new starts. And I'm really excited about all the projects of May, but to be quite honest, I'm also not mad that to really slow it down a lot in June. So yeah. I will do it the same as last time. I will jump right into stitching and then do a little life update at the end. So yeah, let's start with whips this time. I'm gonna show you my whips first because you have seen all of them before, and then do the more exciting stuff, the starts, because I have had no finishes. I came close of finishing one of my new starts, but yeah, was too tired. The first whip, I managed to get some stitches in. Oh, and also, I know a lot of Flosstubers say this, I have all of them in order, especially the new starts of starting them, but I haven't ironed, I haven't opened the bags, anything, it's just too much. There have been 14 new starts in May, so yeah. Okay, back to scheduled programming now. This is my temperature shawl. It's called Temperature Moon Phases by Climbing Goat Designs. I am stitching this on a 28 count Galaxy linen by XJU Designs with CXC threads 2/2. And I think about a week ago I did the May moons, and yeah, I have some catch up to do. We'll see if I can get around to that today, but otherwise another time. But yeah, this is where this is so far, and that's the whole piece. No, that's the back. Sorry. Here we go. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do about the border, but many moons left until that day. I have had almost all the colors in now. They're just some of the really high temperatures that we fortunately haven't had so far. Okay, then another stitch you have seen quite a few times is in this project bag I made. This is my Modern Folk Embroidery No Time Like the Present, the stitch along of this year. And I finished my May section. This is where we are, and this is stitched on 32 count Lucan by Zweigart 2/2 with DMC 838 and 840. And yeah, while stitching sometimes I feel like the colors are a little bit boring, but stitched up it's stunning. And again, the back, I shouldn't do that flippity floppity thing. We are at 52%, which makes sense since this will end in October. And I'm doing just a little bit more each month because I think he broke it up into like 27 rows each month, and then I'm doing 30 each month because it's just easier for me to mark off on my pattern. And so I will have just a little bit less in October to do. Yeah, give you a close-up. This is a joy to stitch on. I'm saying this every time. This is just my stitch when I'm like tired or I don't know what I want to do. This is easy, it's easy to see, it's only 2 colors. The fabric is so lovely to stitch on. Yeah, I'm definitely planning to sometime in the future to do a stitch on that fabric with sulkies, one-stranded. I think this could be a dream. All my sulky collection back here. Yeah, but it's almost June, so almost time for the next section. And I have one more whip, and I made a new project bag for that. It's so cute. Look at those bunnies. Fanny of Cross Stitch Couture or the Flosstube channel Soul Stitchers. I'm thinking about you each time I look at that because Fanny has a little pet rabbit and he's so sweet. Yeah, look at him. It's all bunnies in the back. And on the inside I have this, is it ginkgo? I think it's ginkgo fabric. Yeah, and in this very springy project bag lives, very fitting, my spring Quaker. And we had a spring Quaker Zoom 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. And I worked on that piece. And let me show you. I cannot work with boards, so maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I will use a project bag. I don't know. What do I know? Yeah, perfect. So I am stitching this together with my friend Alex from Alex Stitches. It was a start for her birthday. And also joining us are Sally from Flossy Sews and Grows, Ruth from Country Girl 854, and Jen from Jen's Fiber Web, which just a little side note here. If you haven't watched her channel, I just discovered it and I love her. Yeah, I'm forgetting some people probably, but yeah. I'm stitching this 2/2 with the DMC colors in here, and I picked some green overdyes for the Quaker border. I just got a little bit in of that, and I'm doing it 2/2 on 36 count linen that I dyed myself, and it comes across very true to color here. And what I did in the Zoom is all of that basket thingy. Perfect Zoom stitching. Yeah, I love that project, and now it finally has a wonderful project back home. Okay, yeah, that's it for whips. As I said, I have had no finishes, no fully finishes, because May has been all about Maynia and all about the new starts for me. I just started all the things I have been wanting to start for a while, or that have been enabled to start in the last few weeks, months, whatever. So yeah, I have had 14 so far, as I said. 14 new starts in May. I have 2 more planned, one today and one tomorrow. And yeah, I have shown you 4 new starts in my last video, and I haven't stitched on them, so I won't show those to you. And we will start with the new start or restart I had on May 12th. Yeah, so let's get into that. The first new start I'm gonna show you in this video, and the 5th new start of May, is actually a restart. It is Athena by Carolyn Manning, and I thought it would be a good idea to just restart this now because it's Manning May. Hashtag created by Cam the Stitcher, the Museum Stitcher, the Seattle Stitcher, Marjorie Maid, I think I didn't forget anyone. If I did, I'm sorry. And yeah, I have this in this very old project bag. It was the first one I made, and it's a little bit floppy, but still usable. And this I had to restart because I started it at the wrong spot at the fabric and it wouldn't fit. And then I watched Marjorie May's video for Manning May, and she is doing Carolyn Manning piece 1/1, I think on 32 count. I'm not quite sure, but tiny. And I was inspired. And so I am also doing 1/1. Yeah, it's that way. Look at it! This is stitched 1/1 full cross on 27 count Linda. It's an even weave in Vintage Country Mocha. Yeah, and I hope it will focus. Yeah. So this is like 1,100 stitches. Can you believe it? It's so tiny. It's so cute. I just love it. This is the middle here, I think. And just for reference to my head. Very cute. These are the colors. They're a little bit messy already because of restarting and stuff, but yeah, you will have seen the what's it called, image before. Yeah, so for all of you doing 1/1, I have a question. How do you start and end your threads? I usually when I do 2 strands, I do a loop start, so that's easy. And if I do 1 strand, 1/2, I do a pin stitch through the middle of the square. But that doesn't work 1/1. Yeah. Do you have any tips? How do you do it? Running my thread through at the back for ending, yeah, I can do it, but it's very tight for the 1/1, so it's kind of hard to do. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know, please, if you have any tips. Yeah, and I'm at 12% on this. Am I? Wait a minute. No. These are data from the last time I touched this. Whatever. Next, I started a piece that is usually not quite my style. This was started on May 13th, and it's kind of Halloween inspired, so that's why it's not quite my style. It is called Leave Me Alone, or Leave Me Alone I'm Cross Stitching by the Witchy Stitcher. It's her Patreon chart for May. So if you see this today, you can probably still get it. I don't know when she changes her patterns around, but I saw this and I immediately jumped onto her Patreon, got a member, downloaded it, shared it on my Instagram, and then Alex said, you know, there's a sale starting for this. So I jumped onto that. It's called hashtag Leave Me Alone Sale, hosted by Erin from Cozy Town Stitches from the Flosstube channel, I'm blanking, Hathaway Stitchers, and Elizabeth Savory Sewing. Yeah, so I started this on, as I said, May 13th, and that day and the next day were some days with just not a lot of time for cross stitching, so I just got a tiny start, and then I picked it up once more to get some more in, and this is where we are now. I have the word leave and the hoop. So I'm stitching this with almost all the code for DMC, which is just a few. But I changed the darker brown because I didn't have what was called for, so I used the next closest thing. And this looks so good in camera. I'm doing this, let's get it a little bit bigger, on a 40 count Verdal in Old Mushroom by XJU Designs 1/2. And the thing is that Verdal is so soft and wonderful to touch, but for me it's really hard to stitch on because the holes feel tiny. It feels like stitching on a jersey shirt for me. But it looks lovely. So yeah, I just cram it into my Q-snap and get it as tight as I can, and then it's good. And I love the color, and it was just perfect for that pattern. So yeah, anything else I need to tell you? Again, it's a small pattern. It's not that big, and I'm enjoying it. It's lovely. I want to hang it behind my stitches spot once it's done. Okie dokie. Next, I had a few days break from new starts because I was very busy at work, and yeah, didn't really have the time to stitch that much. And I think I did my whips in that period. And then on May 18th, the next stitch along was scheduled again, hosted by Erin from Cozy Town Stitches, and this time also with Alex, my friend Alex, Sidex Stitches. And this is a style I saw on Erin's Flosstube, I think, and I squeezed in and said, I want to join, please. It is for the chart Stitches RSVP by Posy Designs, Alicia Paulson. Yeah, it's totally me. I still want to be invited, but I'm not coming. Yeah, so while we are on let's get onto a tangent again, because I've been talking about Alex and Erin and stitch alongs. You probably by now all know about the new Instagram account Cross Stitch Salander. It's a brainchild from my friend Alex and the two sisters from the Hathaway Stitches. It's basically an Instagram account all about cross stitch alongs, and yeah, you can find information about stitch alongs. You can join in, and it's wonderful and inspiring and very dangerous because you find things you didn't even know existed, and then you have to join. Well, you're welcome. Yeah, and if you have a stitch along, or if you know about a stitch along, just I think send them a message with all the details and they will post it. Back to the stitch along Stitchers RSVP. So I have it in this mini project bag I made. This was inspired by the Talking Dog Stitcher. Yeah, it's not the best quality, so I won't show you in detail. But it works. My camera decided she's too hot again, so I had to take a little break there. Maybe she's overwhelmed with all my new starts. Who knows? But back to Stitchers RSVP. I am doing this. I'm going to show you. This is my progress. So I got all the border in and the house and the tomato. Come a little bit closer. I am stitching this on 32 count blue spruce linen by Zweigart, and I'm using Sulky's 1/1. And what I'm doing is I'm just picking a sulky color that I like, that is sometimes close to what is called for, sometimes not, and yeah, going with that. So I did a little really tomato red for the tomato. You just used a brick color for the house. And yeah, then I wanted to get the border and to see how big it would be. It's quite small, yeah. And I am stitching this on the piece of linen that I started another piece on over there, and then you've owed this, so yeah. This is a nice stitch. I have to say I prefer sulkies either on 36 count linen or 32 count Lugana. It's fine on the 32 count linen, it's just not my favorite. So I wouldn't do a really big piece. Yeah. This is, I also stitched on that, I think 2 days. These are some sulkies I have used so far, and I'm just picking from there. Sorry for the plastic crinkly thingy. Okay, then next. The next project, I just have to open up some notes again. I think Marion from the Soul Stitchers talked about that pattern, and I think Emily from Stitching by the Seaside is doing this, but I'm not quite sure. It's about cats, and I even made a project bag for it. Look at that fabric, isn't it just, it's sewing cats. I mean, yeah. And this is the front, a little bit glary, and there's even cats on that fabric. This may be my very favorite project bag I ever made. Yeah, so the pattern is by Una Buena Pieza on Etsy, and it is called Cat Garden. It uses a ton of threads. This is all the DMC it uses, and it looks quite big, but it's actually not that big because the whole thing will fit on that piece of fabric here. So this is what I have. I am using 32 count light taupe Lugana by Swigert. I found out about that fabric on Helen D's channel. So she has been talking about it, and that every color shows up great and white shows up great. And yeah, it's true. And yeah, and look at that super sweet needle miter. The pattern is called Cat Garden. I mean, how perfect. I just have a little bit in, I'll show you more closely. Yeah. One kitty, another kitty, some flowers, and start of some more kitties. Yeah. It's quite a different style of stitch. I think it's more pixelated in a way, but it's cats, so you can't go wrong with cats, in my opinion. Wait, yeah, I want to stitch on that some more. I just realized. And as I said, a ton of super stunning colors. Next up is another new start I have been thinking about for a while. I have had the pattern for a while, and I finally got around in doing it. It's in this new project bag I made. Looks like this. And the pattern is called Scissor Sampler by Italian Emblem. I think a lot of you may have seen that. It's very popular. And this uses so many colors for that small piece. Yeah. These are all the colors. Not all of them, because I already zeroed out, I think, 1 or 2 and removed them. And I'm doing that on 32 count linen from the little sampler collection by Nicolas Flamel Design on Etsy. And I was not sure what fabric to use for this, and then I saw that it was just perfect. Where's the top? It goes like this, yeah. This is what I have. And she uses a ton of DMC, but it produces wonderful shading. And I was inspired to use the pinky fabric by that flower. And I got one scissor, and yeah. This is the middle. I started in the middle on that one. 2/2 on 32 count with DMC, and there are, I think, 4 overdyes, but I'm using the DMC conversion on this. And yeah. Now I also want to order the scissor sampler too. Oh well, oh well. Yeah. Oops. Let's get that put away so that I don't make a complete mess of my things, and with these many new starts, threads can get into a wrong project back quickly, and then it gets confusing. Okay, next was a new start that was not planned at all. I was browsing Instagram as you do and saw the new Patreon charts from the Artsy Housewife. And I haven't been on her Patreon before. I haven't even stitched an Artsy Housewife pattern before. And she showed this pattern, which is called Summer Plums. It's her Tier 4 pattern from, I think, mid of May to the mid of June, so you can still get that. I don't know what exactly drew me in immediately, but now I'm one of her patrons. I don't know if I will stay on Tier 4 or what, but this one, stunning. Stunning. And yeah, so I pulled the threads. There's not too many of them. And I plan to do the house in an overdyed, but I haven't decided yet which one to use. I have a few choices here, but I will see what I will use when we get there. And let me show you my progress. Yep. I think one of the things I was drawn to was the moon phases on this. Stunning. And the code for is, I think, natural. It's like a light neutral linen, but the moons immediately wanted me to use a darker fabric for like a night house scene. And so I am using 36 count Mirage by Picture This Plus 1/2. And this pattern is bigger than you would think. Let me quickly check. It's 167 by 161, so it's not small. And I have had that piece of fabric, and as you can see, I added a border around it because it will fit from like this way easily, but this way I have like 1.5 inch margin, and I stitch with a Q-snap, and it's just a hassle to put it into a Q-snap, so we have a border now. Yeah, so I will show you again because I love it. I think a lot of people started this. I know that Caitlin from Cross Stitch Kate started this as well. She told me on Instagram, and yeah, now I'm obsessed with the Artsy Housewife. This it's such a beautiful chart and such a beautiful design. It's gorgeous, just gorgeous. So yeah, she also has other tiers to choose from with smaller charts, and with the tier 4 you get a really big chart like this one, and you also get the smaller ones, if that makes sense. I hope. My camera is not quite cooperating today again. Just shut itself off. Maybe the battery was dead, but didn't tell me that it was, but whatever. So I hope I picking up at the right spot, but well, if not, you will hear this again. I'm stitching this on 32 count even weave, and this is actually vintage country wood, which is a little bit crazy. But I'm using the back side, which is a nice mauvey, light, lilac-y fabric color. And I'm using the sulkies as I said, so 1/2. And look at this. I love those colors. So I had a little bit of a meltdown with choosing them, so my friends helped out. And yeah, I got a lot done on this. And yeah, with those colors, so at first or before, I never really used those colors a lot because it's not what I use in my home decoration. So I always thought like, yeah, what I'm going to do with it once I'm done, I won't hang it up. But I love the colors. It's so stunning, the combination of the lilac and like a little bit, is it periwinkle, and the orangey. It's just amazing. And yeah, we will see what I do with it. I could always make a project bag, so yeah. Oh, I need to show you. How did I say? I didn't even say who is joining us with that style. I'm so sorry. So, as I said, I was inspired by Fanny from Cross Stitch Couture and the Soul Stitchers. Also joining is Alex from Select Stitches and Ruth Country Girl 854 and Amity from Boomerang Stitches and the Flosstube channel, the Halfway Stitches. Yeah, that's that one. I love this. Also stitching, as I said, stitching with Selkie on 32 count Lugana is a dream for me. It's amazing. Okay, then next up, I started this piece on May 25th and it's almost done. I had hoped to get it finished yesterday, but I was too tired and I didn't manage. This is called Be Happy by Maria Goncalves. This was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine August 2023 issue, but you can get it on her Etsy now. And I'm stitching this for a smalls exchange. I think I'm allowed to show, am I? Because for that smalls exchange you're supposed to package it and make a wrapping that doesn't show what's inside, so basically you won't know. Plus I won't show you the fully finished, I will just show you the stitched version. So this is a chart that is not too big, but I am making it even smaller. I still have it in my queues now. Yeah. I have to... Isn't it cute? I have almost all the colors in now, so I don't have to show you the colors extra. I am stitching this on 25 count light top again to make the white show 1/1. And there are just some small motifs missing around. This is basically the whole yeah, size. It's so dainty and cute. I love stitching on this. I can see it easily, but again I have the problem, how do I start and end my threads? So if you have tips, please. It's so sweet. Yeah, I have some ideas how to fully finish this, but I won't tell you. I will show you once it's been gifted. It's sweet. It's super sweet and it stitches up quite quickly. Yeah, it's only, the whole piece has 1139 stitches. But quite some colors for that smaller piece. It's very summery, it's yeah, goes quickly. We are getting there, just 2 more new starts to show. Next is in a big tote bag I bought in Greece last year. And the reason is not that it's a huge project, it's just that I have it on a Q-snap that fits perfectly, and yeah, it won't fit in any other bag. This is Autumn Night Garden by Tiny Modernist. You cannot get it at the moment because it was her November Patreon chart from last year. So I suppose she will release that sometime later this year. And I have had the threads kitted for a while, but I was struggling with a fabric choice. So I at first thought I would do it on black as called for, but it was kind of too stark. Plus I kitted it with CXC threads and I only had a black 32 count. And 2/232 count with CXC, in my opinion, is too tight. But 1/2 on the black was not showing well enough. I tried to use a grey, but wasn't happy. And then last weekend I was rummaging through my fabrics and found this again, and it's perfect. So I started it. And I will quickly show you and then tell you my things with that fabric. Sorry for the dangly tag. So yeah, the whole piece will fit in here. Basically, that's why it's in that Q-snap. And I got one butterfly in. Isn't he cute and sweet and dainty? This is stitched 1/2 on 36 count with the CXC now. And this is actually Weeks Dye Works gunmetal 36 count linen. I've had this in my stash since forever. It was one of the first specialty linens I purchased. And I wanted to do my moon phases temperature stitch on this, but I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of Weeks Dye Works linen because this is so loose and soft and it has very big holes, I felt like, and so my stitches didn't look nice. And what I did now is I got my iron out on full heat, full steam ahead, and steamed it for 10 minutes. And what the steam does is it makes the threads kind of, yeah, they don't shrink, but they get closer to each other. So the holes got a little bit smaller. And then I also got out my starch, starched it, and ironed it again. And now it's fine to stitch. I have it really tight in that Q-snap, and now it's nice to stitch on. So if you have that problem, try that. Maybe that helps. Yeah, and it's perfect. The color fabric is perfect, and the threads show up super nice. Yeah, I'm really happy with that now. So yeah, and I'm not using that Q-snap for anything else, so it just lives in that bag until it's done, and I don't have to put it in and out of that Q-snap all the time since it fits so perfectly. And now we are on to my last new start so far. As I said, there are 2 more coming, but yeah. This was again very impromptu because I was watching my friend Sally Flossy Sews and Grows video, and she said that she was going to start this pattern last Monday. I think I watched her video on Saturday and wrote to her, I was like, can I please join? I have been wanting to do this for a while. And she graciously said, yes, of course. And I'm talking about this. This is With Thy Hands by Teresa Kogut, the big one, the big sampler. And I've had this in my stash for a few months. I also had the overdyes in my stash. They're 3 called for overdyes. And yeah, so I pulled those and then I went on the hunt for the DMC, and I don't really have the DMC. I found out I only have a few and I picked from other projects. So I ordered them, but I managed to pull together some flosses. So I have one color here. Yeah, well, then we have one that I don't have, and from this I have just a little bit, but it was enough to get it started. And I looked through my stash for linen that I wanted to use, and I'm using 40 count light, let me just read it, light mocha by Swagger, 1/2. My camera is just not cooperating today. It's shutting itself down all of the time. So if the quality is not good right now, or if the angle is probably quite different, I'm finishing filming this on my phone now because I need to get this done. And it's not working with my camera. So and also I don't know where to look on my phone because I think I have to look here. Well, bear with me. I hope you're stitching and not looking at me too closely. Yes, as I said, this is a stitch along with Sally from Flossy Sews and Grows and Sew Stitch Sew. And the hashtag is hashtag with the hand sew. Simple, easy. And that is it for new starts so far in May. Well, it's just not much, no. Have I been a little bit crazy starting all the things? But I could have had a start each day, and with those 2 that I have planned, it's only 16, so. And let me just quickly check my total of whips at the moment. Where do I have that? I need to consult my Notion. It's 46, so 47 when I started to, and finish 48. Well, just under 50. Let's keep it at that. Yeah, so it's weird. It's a weird angle. So I don't know what to think. This will be interesting while editing this. But I have shown you most of the things that are interesting to look at. Let's just now talk about plants. I will need. How do I go about this? Let me show you what I have planned to start today and tomorrow. So again, I was looking at Instagram, and Paper Crane Stitches had posted that she wanted to do a Sub Rosa Design summer sale, and if anyone wanted to join her, and I said yes. So we are starting today Sub Rosa summer sale, and I am doing a super sweet pattern this one. It is by Sub Rosa Designs, and it is from the 2019 spring issue by Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. There's no pattern here, so all good. It's called Welcome Spring, and you cannot get this on her Etsy. I have looked, I haven't found it, but you can get the back issues of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And obviously I'm gonna change the count to black and white for Mario, and my plan is also to change the sign to just say Mario or Mario's Garden, or I haven't decided yet. I haven't even kitted it fully up, but I am using a bunch of overdyes from my stash, so yeah, I need to get this sorted. This is my mess. And I plan to use this piece of fabric I have dyed. This is a 22 count Sulta Hardanger, in a grey blue. Yeah, so this is what is in store for today. And I think that cat is so cute, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I needed to stitch that one because Mario, obviously, yeah. And then tomorrow is the last day of May, and I started this month with a Carolyn Manning, since it's Manning May, and I had a Carolyn Manning in the middle, and I will end with a Carolyn Manning. I saw this on Carolyn Manning's Instagram. She has done a lot of new releases this month, and until tomorrow I think there's a sale going on her site, and most of them were too big for me to start, and then I saw this, and yeah, it's this one. The colors are stunning, and it's only 75 by 75 stitches. Very pretty. Again, still have to yeah, get some semblance of order into the flosses. I'm using CXC. Almost all the called for, only that green is a similar one. Yeah, and I haven't quite decided what fabric yet. I'm either doing it on a 28 count platinum linen 2/2, which would look like this, or I'm going to use 36 count natural white linen 1/2, which would look like this. If you watch this as soon as it comes out, and I haven't started it yet, which one would you choose? Like white or platinum white? Bigger or smaller? Maybe you can help me decide a little bit. Yeah, so I need to get this sorted today. And this brings me to more plans. Why do I need to get this sorted today? Because tomorrow I will leave for a vacation, for a trip to Gran Canaria for 10 days. I'm super excited. I will fly out in the morning and be there sometime in the afternoon. And yeah, I will go alone. It's a trip alone, so I will bring a lot of stitching, but I want to do exploring, I want to hike, I want to lie in the sun, obviously, but also stitch. And I will have a 5-hour flight to stitch on, so I need to figure out what projects to bring today. Which is probably the most intense thing of packing. We're right into life update 2, I guess. So yeah, it all comes together, I guess. I will definitely bring my modern folk embroidery, time like the present, to get a start on my June portion, because also it's perfect travel stitching. I will obviously bring this one, since I'm starting it tomorrow, probably on the plane. And then I have no idea. I'm bringing a big suitcase because I want to go hiking and I want to bring my hiking poles and I need to check a bag to bring those. So I will have a big suitcase to bring 4 or 5 projects. Who knows? Doesn't matter that much. So I don't want to overwhelm myself, so I won't bring all my 47 or whatever whips, obviously. But yeah, maybe 1 or 2 smaller ones that I could get finished once I'm there. It would be nice. Yeah, haven't decided yet. Anything you would, if you watch this today, you would bring? Because if you watch it in the weekend, I will be there already. Yeah, as I said, super excited for some nice weather. It has been raining a lot here. My plan is to film again once I'm back, the weekend after probably. So this will be just over 2 weeks. This is also why I'm filming today. Today is Thursday, May 30th. It's a holiday here in Austria today. So I have time to film, and it's also, yeah, with my holiday vacation trip coming up, it was just the easiest thing to do, to film today. Plans for June, I will probably talk about once I'm back. I have one start planned for June 15th, but I won't talk about that today. It would be too much, I guess. Yeah. Anything else, life update wise? Nothing. I'm just excited about my vacation. So yeah, I can't think of anything right now. I don't really have much haul to show you. I purchased some things, but they're still coming to me, so I will probably do all of them in my next video, because this is probably very long already and a lot of things I showed you. One exciting thing though, I will be going to another retreat this year, so this will make 3 retreats for me this year. I feel a little bit crazy, and yeah, I mean, it's a luxury, but life stuff prevents me from going on a longer vacation with my husband this year. It is what it is. And so I had some vacation time left over and free time in September. And so I'm going to Stitch Basel Light at the end of September 20th to 22nd, I think. And what the really exciting thing is that I will meet my friends there, Fanny and Marion and Alex, and I'm so excited. I will add on 1 day in Zurich. I will go there by night train. I have my Stitch Basel ticket booked. I have my train ticket booked. I only need to book the hotel room. So yeah, but that should be a quick thing to do, and it's still quite a ways ahead, but I'm so excited. So I will be going to the Big Stitch at the end of July, Stitch Basel at the end of September, and then we can do 2 of Stitch in London. So this is quite a Stitch retreat year for me, but who knows what next year will bring. And yeah, and now I'm going to Gran Canaria. I'm spoiled, I know. I am. But I'm really grateful for the fact that I can do those things, and I work hard. I don't have to justify myself, I guess. Yeah. Okay. That's it, I think. I hope I didn't forget anything really important. I don't think so. I hope the last part of this with filming on my phone was alright, or maybe it was better. If yes, let me know. I can see myself better in the phone because the display is bigger, but then I feel like the angle is weird. And why is my hand like this and this big? And let's put it away. And now we have another hand. I'm outros all the time. Now I thought that outros would be easier now that I have live stuff at the end to talk about. But yeah, I will get on to packing now. Yes, packing my stitching, but also packing some clothes, because I guess I need those as well. And then getting my start for today, cuddling with Mario because I will miss him well, with my husband too, of course, but yeah, if you have cats, you probably know what I'm talking about. And get this edited for you to have it out hopefully today or tomorrow at the latest. Yeah, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, liking, leaving a comment. I don't say this all the time, but right now I just felt like it. And yeah, tell me what you're stitching while watching this. Are you going to a retreat this year? Maybe are you going to the online jingle ball in December? It's also a retreat. I will be there as well, but I don't count it in the free because it's online. Yeah. All right. That's it. For real. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have a holiday as well, if you live somewhere in Germany, I think has holidays, I don't know. I hope you have a wonderful end of May, beginning of June. And thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!